Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for our virtual college visit series. And we have the University of Alabama here with us today to share all about their wonderful programs. And Elizabeth Dugas is here from Alabama, and she is going to be telling us all the things. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. So the University of Alabama. So again, my name is Elizabeth Dugas. My title is Regional Recruiter for Virginia. So I live and work out of my house in Charlottesville, but I do work full-time for the University of Alabama. If you apply, I am your admission counselor. You will get emails from me or purportedly from me. They will at least have my name on them. If you reply to anything that comes to you from me, even if I didn't actually send it, even if it was an auto send, any replies will come to me. So if you do have any questions or anything, always feel free to reach out. So the University of Alabama is located in Tuscaloosa. It just got ranked again, one of the top 25 college towns in the country. That's pretty regular. So it's a really nice place to go to school. It's a medium-sized city, a bit bigger than Charlottesville, smaller than Roanoke. But our university is the biggest thing there, but not the only thing there. So we have a river as the north border of campus. The stadium is right on campus, that you can see that. We have a downtown that's about a mile away. So there are things to do both on and off campus. And then we're about 45 minutes to an hour away from Birmingham, which is roughly the same size as Richmond. So our student population is pretty large. We have about 32,000 undergrads, 38,000 total students, counting graduate and professional. 63% of this year's freshmen are from outside Alabama, and Virginia is the #9 overall state that we get students from. And you can see by that list that it's not just the Deep South, Illinois over there at #3, California and New Jersey both being above Virginia. So definitely a lot of students from everywhere, all 50 states, the districts, all the US territories, as well as currently this year it's 88 foreign countries. That number, of course, used to be over 100, plummeted in 2020, and then we're working our way back up. We expect to be over 100 foreign countries again by next year. We have very strong students. We pride ourselves on the quality of our students, not just the quantity. So National Merit Scholars, we always rank in the top 5 public schools in the country for enrollment of National Merit Scholars. And then Goldwater Scholars are one of the highest in that as well. You can study abroad just about anywhere. We have semester at sea as an option, as well as options on all continents except for Antarctica. And all of our academics are strong. All of our majors are good. We're a Carnegie R1 research university, so we have undergraduate research in all of our programs and internship programs available in all of our majors as well. And this is the full list of majors. We actually are adding a couple of more. So this updated brochure next year will have a few additional ones. Sports management, for example, will be in next year's brochure. It's just completed the 3-year accreditation process, but we can't list it until next year's brochure. But like I said, all of them are strong. You can double if you want. You can even triple, although that's pretty rare, but I've only known 2 people that have done it, but it can be done. And then you can also design your own major. So our program is called New College. It is not new and it is not a college, but that's our design your own major program. And if you did that, you would work with an advisor to figure out which courses from which different departments you would want to combine to create your major. I had a friend who did women in the law as hers. So she combined some classes from our minor in women's studies, because we don't have a major in it. Some classes from that minor, as well as some from religious studies, from philosophy, from political science, and from history and criminal justice to come up with hers. And then, of course, she went to law school afterwards. So that was her version of a pre-law major. We do have all of the pre-professional programs, but those aren't technically majors. If you did study any of those, you would also pick a different major. And then we do get into graduate and professional school at over 15% higher than the average rates nationally. And then we have some specialized advising on top of your regular advising for all of this. So it says 600 plus student organizations. I think that number is a little low. I think it's closer to 700. But so we have all types of clubs and organizations on campus, whatever it is. Probably we have a group for it. We also have Get On Board Day at the beginning of every semester so that you can find out what's out there. It's like a college fair, except that it is more of a student activities fair. So you can find the clubs that interest you, find people that have similar interests to you to kind of find your niche on our campus. We do have the #1 Greek system in the country. If you have TikTok, you probably saw Bama Rush Talk in August. I don't think it was very escapable if you were on TikTok, but that's only about a third of our students are involved in Greek life. So it's definitely one way to find your niche, but it is not the only way to find your niche. So if you're not into that, there's plenty of other ways to get involved on campus. And so over 2/3 of our students are not involved in the Greek system. So just keep that in mind. But you do get to live in a mansion if you are involved in it. So that's one of the cool perks. And then as far as other stuff on campus, that Starbucks in the picture there, that's the largest Starbucks on any college campus in the country. And then you can see we have a lot of other options for food on campus. The food is really good. We pride ourselves on our quality of life in Tuscaloosa, and food is definitely one part of that. So we have food trucks on campus. We have smoothie and acai bowl places, much more than just your standard dining hall on campus. And then we rank #2 in the country for internship placement, according to the Princeton Review. Back to that quality of life on campus, our housing is also some of the nicest that you will find. So the majority of our students live in what we call suite style housing, which is where you get your own bedroom, you share a bathroom with only one other student, and you share a kitchen and a living room with 3 other students. So they're like 4-bedroom, 2-bath apartments, and that is what the majority of our freshmen live in as well. We also have recently opened a new Tutwiler, which is our freshman girls dorm. The old one had community style baths, but the new one has the same kind of bath as you would get in the suite style. So it's a shared bath off the side of your room for just the 2 of you that share the room together. So we only have 1 residence hall remaining with the community style bathrooms, which is, the bathrooms with stalls. So again, definitely many upgrades in that area as well. And we guarantee housing on campus for all students. For all freshmen, you have the opportunity to apply for housing the day that it opens, which is today. As a matter of fact, for seniors who are admitted, the housing application opened this morning. But you can apply anytime between when you're admitted and May 1st, and you will still get on-campus housing. It's just a question of how soon you would get to pick it, because it is first come, first serve. Most people know we do have a football team, but I did get asked that on Wednesday night. We are D1 for athletics. We have 21 D1 sports. Football does get the most attention, but we are ranked in most of our sports most of the time. And the way it works, you don't have to have a ticket for anything except for football. For football, you do need a student ticket, but they range from $10 to $20. And you get a full season ticket package as an upperclassman and a half season ticket package as a freshman. And then we have a ticket exchange. You can get tickets from your friends or just from other students through the exchange as well. So many students, even as freshmen, are able to go to all of the home games. And you can also put in for road and away games and postseason games. Those are done kind of on a point system based on seniority and then how many events you've attended, if you stayed to the 4th quarter and things like that. As for the application process, we have rolling admission, but that doesn't mean wait till the decision deadline. That means go ahead and do it earlier rather than later. There's never a situation where it would be better to wait, because you can always send us more information. So if you are a senior, now's the time to apply. If you are a junior, our application will go up in July, and then the Common App goes up on August 1st, and we'll accept either one of those. There's no preference between the two. The $40 application fee is the same on either one. And we are test optional. So you can send us an SAT or ACT score, but you don't have to. That's up to you. We do need your high school transcript though. And we don't use essays or letters of recommendation in the admissions process. So if you do use the Common App, there is an essay included in the Common App, but we don't download that page or read it. If you just use our application, there's not even an option to attach an essay, because again, we're not downloading it, we're not reading it. So our review is just based on the application itself, including the UA specific questions at the end of the application or the end of the Common App, and then your test score if you choose to send it, and then most importantly, your transcript. So the deadlines, as I mentioned, don't wait till the deadlines, but the deadline for test optional scholarships is January 15th to have everything to us. But my recommendation is October 15th, because we are going to start reviewing students for competitive or test optional scholarships after October 15th. So if you want to be in the first wave of review, then you want to have everything to us by October 15th. But January 15th is the absolute deadline. And then for our test score required scholarships, which I'm going to get to on the next slide, the last test date that we'll take is the February ACT of your senior year. So that is effectively the deadline. If you're sending the SAT, then the last test date that we'll accept is the December test of your senior year. The reason being they don't offer an SAT in January or February. If they did, we would accept that as well. So these are our merit scholarships. We also call these automatic scholarships or auto offers, and they're based on GPA and test score. And they range from 6,000 to 28,000, or if you have perfect scores, there's even a category above, which is full tuition. But it does require at least a 4.0 GPA and a perfect SAT or ACT score, so either 36 or 1600. That's kind of a special category called the presidential elite. But most people fall into these categories, depending on what your test score is, that would determine which band you are in. And you can't kind of mix and match them. You have to meet both requirements for whichever band, but you have until February to send updated scores to try to move up a band. And these are test score required. So these are not the test optional scholarships, but we do have test optional scholarships that range from 6,000 to full tuition as well. Those don't have a scale like this though, because they're not automatic. They're competitive. So it's based on your application and your transcript for those. So there's not a chart like this. But that we do have over 2/3 of our students are awarded some type of scholarship aid each year. I would encourage you to visit. Our campus is beautiful. We usually rank on the most beautiful college campus lists to whoever's putting them out. We tend to be on them. As for how to get there from Richmond, it's going to take you probably in the range of about 11 hours driving, or you can fly into Birmingham, which the Birmingham airport is about an hour away from our campus. Or there's also a train, the Amtrak Crescent goes right into downtown Tuscaloosa as well on its way to New Orleans. So that is an option as well. And we have tours 5 days a week, so not on weekends, but Monday through Friday. And then I can also help you plan an in-depth visit if you wanted to attend an info session for one of our colleges or the honors college, or meet a professor or have lunch with a student or see a sorority or fraternity house or something along those lines. I can help you arrange that in addition to your campus tour. And then finally, that's my contact information. So as I mentioned, I'm regional recruiter for Virginia. So I have a 703 number, and feel free to reach out to me if you have any follow-up questions or anything. Thanks so much. Have a great day and roll Tide.